What happens when I die? A child soon asks, a question that as adults we also put to one side. Not even a material girl in a material world would be satisfied with an answer that was restricted to descriptions of physical decay. And yet even a material answer to such a question, and indeed to all questions, will end up at the same place. What is the material of the world, and where does it come from? To think about the universe is to ask again the childhood questions we no longer ask. What is everything, and what is nothing? Seemingly all children start out as budding scientists, unafraid to follow a trail of questioning to exhaustion, even if the exhaustion is usually that of their parents. Curiosity drives children to ask why, and why, and why, hoping to arrive at some final destination, like the universe at the end of our cosmic address, a final answer beyond which there are no more whys. Why is there something rather than nothing? Asked the German philosopher Gottfried Leibniz, 1646 to 1716. The question that any description of the universe must ultimately be able to address. Science attempts to answer why questions with how answers, invoking the dynamic stuff in the world. But how answers also converge on that same ultimate question. Instead of asking why is there something rather than nothing, scientists ask how did something come out of nothing. In order to account for the everythingness of the universe, we must also account for the nothingness from which it seems to have appeared. But what could such material as the world is made of look like when it is nothing? And what possible actions could have transformed nothing into something, and something into the everything we call the universe? For hundreds of years, and for as long as the word has meant anything, science has shown itself to be an evolving process of investigation into whatever it is that is out there, a place of things that are in motion, and what we mean by the universe. So who better, we might think, than scientists to answer the question, where, between the void and everything, are we? Their replies are not always encouraging. Man knows at last that he is alone in the unfeeling immensity of the universe, out of which he has emerged only by chance. The French biologist Jacques Monod, 1910 to 1976, once wrote, with what sounds like glee, that we should have finally found this out. Science has revealed much about the world and our position in it, and generally the findings have been humbling, writes Nick Bostrom, director of the Future of Humanity Institute at the University of Oxford. The Earth is not the centre of the universe. Our species descended from brutes. We are made of the same stuff as mud. We are moved by neurophysiological signals and subject to a variety of biological, psychological, and sociological influences over which we have limited control and little understanding. Our true position, says the American physicist Armand Delsem, is one of isolation in an immense and mysterious universe. Isolated in pointlessness. No wonder we non-scientists would rather stay indoors and watch television, or read Middlemarch, or do whatever it is that we do indoors. If this is the universe as science describes it, then we surely want none of it. Such a description only reignites those nauseous existential fears we have suppressed since childhood. Or are these my fears, and not yours? I have friends who claim that they never think about the universe at all. And yet I can't help but feel that such rejection, of the universe of all things, is evidence of deep repression rather than lack of interest. Who, after all, wants to be told that they are insignificant specks in a vast, purposeless and uncaring universe? And if we do take note, it's hard not to blame science for finding it out. These stark scientific pronouncements seem impossible to deny. Easier then not to think about science either, for fear of being told something irrefutable that we would much rather not know. That we do not have free will, that the mind is merely a quality of the brain, that gods do not exist, that the only reality is material reality, that any knowledge that isn't scientific knowledge is not just worthless, it isn't knowledge at all. Sometimes it seems that what science is telling us is that the universe has little in common with the subjective experiences that define us as human beings. We seem to be in opposition to a universe at best uninterested in the qualities